Today we're putting every Canadian team's all-time point leader on the same team to see if they could win a Stanley Cup. On the first line, we got Iginla representing Calgary, Gretzky representing Edmonton, with Guy Lafleur representing Montreal. He is sadly not in the game, so we have to make our own, but he was in NHL 21, so I just took his stats from there and put him on this created player. Second line, we got Daniel Alverson representing Ottawa, with Matt Sundin representing Toronto, and Henrik Sedin representing Vancouver. And to finish out the team on the third line, we have Blake Wheeler representing Winnipeg, and Peter Stastny representing the Quebec Nordiques. And since Blake Wheeler is the only active player on this list, we put them on Winnipeg, even though he isn't playing for Winnipeg anymore. I am actually going to move Kyle Connor onto the third line because I think it makes more sense. Starting with year number 1, we would finish with a 50-25-7 record, earning 107 points for third in the entire league. And unsurprisingly, Wayne Gretzky led our entire team in points with 124 and in goals with 59. Guy Lafleur showed up pretty good as well, 122 points for second, while also being in second place for goals with 47. Jarome Iginla was very good as well, 105 points for third place. Everyone else had under 70 points or worse. Peter Stastny was our least productive player with 12 goals and 27 assists for 39 points. Out of the ones we're focusing on, not out of the whole team, of course. Hellebuyck, 35 wins in 55 games played, a .906 save percentage, 2.92 goals against average with 2 shutouts. Vasilevsky led the league in wins with 43. He had 5 shutouts, a .915 save percentage, and a 2.67 goals against average. Surprisingly, Gretzky did not lead the entire league in points. He was only third place. Patrick Kane led the league with 135. And Gretzky had to settle with tying for leading the league in goals, as him and Matthews both had 59. We face Connor McDavid and the Edmonton Oilers in round number 1 of the playoffs. And we're actually on the brink of elimination down in the series going into Game 6. Game 6, period number 1, we will be down 1-0 as Evander Kane scores on Hellebuyck. And period number 2, it's 2-0 Edmonton, Nugent Hopkins getting the next goal. We get one back early, it's Kyle Connor, so not even one of the players that we're here for, but we do make it interesting. Connor McDavid gets the 2-goal lead back. And it's not looking good for us. We only have 10 minutes left, or we're eliminated. And with time winding down, we will lose to the Edmonton Oilers in round number 1. Connor McDavid moves on, and it's not a great start. The Colorado Avalanche would end up being the Boston Bruins in 7 games in the finals to lift the Stanley Cup. Obviously, not much to look at stat-wise for us, only playing 6 games, but Wayne Gretzky had 8 goals and 10 points total, while Guy Lafleur had 9 assists for 10 points as well. My main man, Matt Sundin, really struggled, only 1 goal, 1 assist, and a -6. Hellebuyck was definitely not doing us any favors, a 4.26 goals against average and an .873 save percentage. While Pastrnak ended up leading the entire league in playoff points with 34, and Patrice Bergeron led the entire playoffs in goals with 15. Look how dominant the Boston players were, and they still couldn't get the job done. Patrick Kane is your regular season MVP, while John Carlson wins the James Norris Trophy. Slavkovsky is your Rookie of the Year, with Nathan MacKinnon winning the Conn Smythe Trophy, Husso winning the Vezina, and Vasilevsky winning the William M. Jennings. For year number 2, we did not sign Pierre-Luc Dubois back because he is not actually on the team in real life either. And we also signed Brossoit in free agency, so he's the backup now. And we're looking at a 49-22-11 record, earning 109 points for second in the entire league. Lower point totals for everyone this season. Gretzky would obviously lead our team with 103 points. He was the only 100-plus point getter. Guy Lafleur had 92, while Iginla had 85. And this time it was Wheeler with the least amount of points with 50, and the least amount of goals was actually Henrik Sedin with 15. Hellebuyck, a 900 save percentage on the dot with a 3.08 goals against average. He won 38 of 64 games played with 3 shutouts. And Brossoit didn't really do that great, but at least he won 11 games in 20 played. Anton Forsberg had 43 wins to lead the league. He had 902 save percentage at 2.99 goals against average with 3 shutouts. And Gretzky finishing 3rd place in points last year. His 4th place in points this year was Austin Matthews, leading the way with 116. While Nathan MacKinnon gets his spot in the spotlight once again, he had 67 goals to lead the league. Gretzky had the same amount of goals as Trevor Zegras. Do whatever you want with that information. We're getting a round 1 rematch as we must face the Edmonton Oilers once again. Hopefully we can actually win this time. Go slightly better this time, as instead of losing in 6 games, we would win in 5 games, with every game but the last one being a 1-goal game. We must move on to the second round to face the defending Stanley Cup champions, the Colorado Avalanche. And we are down 3-1 this time around. We have to win 3 games in a row to move on to the conference finals. Starting with game number 5, first period, up 1-0. Kyle Connor is the one to score once again for us. It'd be nice if other people showed up in these fantasy sims. Well, somebody did. It was Guy Lafleur and Alfredson. The score is 3-3 as Rantanen, MacKinnon, and Lehkonen would all score as well. Looks like it's Daniel's game as he would score again to give us the lead in the third, but they would tie it back as Gerard would score half the period remaining. Iginla giving us the lead. I think we should be able to hold on. 1 minute left. We do hold on, and there will be a game 6. Game 6, period number 1, 1-0 us. Once again, Iginla with the goal this time. Second period is 2-0 us. As Henrik Sedin gets his first of the playoffs. Nichushkin making it a 1-goal game, but they're running out of time. I was about to say, as McKinnon ties the game, we might have to do some overtime action here. 2 minutes, 1 minute, 0 minutes. We are going to overtime. We must score the overtime winner to force game 7, and they're coming out early. Makar takes a shot, big save, Hellebuck. Landeskog finds McKinnon, what a save. Now Guy Lafleur with his gold wheels finds Iginla. The rebound's there for Gretzky, and he will score, which means we are going to game 7. Game 7, period number 1, tied 1-1. Stastny and Rantanen getting the goals. Period number 2 is a 2-1 lead for Colorado. Zucker scoring. Get a power play to start the third. It seems like it was a 5-minute major, and we will score in the end. Alfredsson once again. And they get the lead right back with Landeskog scoring. We're running out of time, and Rantanen will make it a 2-goal lead. We're going to lose unless a miracle happens. With time winding down, it is not going to happen, as Pierre-Luc Dubois apparently signed with Colorado. That's great to know. Hey, at least a Canadian team would end up winning, as the Calgary Flames would beat the Washington Capitals in 5 games in the finals to lift the Stanley Cup. And Pierre-Luc Dubois signing with Colorado, I would say he's ring chasing. Luckily, he does not win it, even though I'm the one who chose not to re-sign him. Wayne Gretzky led our team in playoff points with 17. He also led our team in playoff goals with 10. The closest to him in goals was Iginla with 5. Hellebuck better stats, but still not great. A 900 save percentage, a 3.27 goals against average. And Alex Ovechkin would end up leading the entire playoffs in points with 30 and in goals with 17. Once again, the leader in points and goals did not end up winning the Stanley Cup. Mangiapane was leading Calgary with 12 goals and 22 points. Take it back. Calgary actually led Calgary in points with 24. I don't actually know how they won, especially so easily, as Wilson had 20. Oh, because Tom Wilson signed with Calgary. That makes a little bit more sense now. In terms of awards, we got Matthews winning regular season MVP, while Cale Makar won the James Norris Trophy. Shane Wright wins the Calder over Bedard again. I swear Shane Wright has won more Calders than Bedard has. And I can't help but laugh at this one. The Conn Smythe Trophy winner is Tom Wilson on Calgary, and the fact that he played against Washington in the finals makes it even better. He's trying to prove that he's worth the contract he signed in real life. Okay, we got John Gibson winning the Vezina and Spencer Knight winning the William M. Jennings Trophy. Year number 3, we finished with a 51-28-3 record, earning 105 points for 4th in the entire league. Wayne Gretzky on top once again with 110 points, leading our team, as well as leading our team in goals with 47. This time Iginla would take 2nd place with 95 points, while Lafleur would finish in 3rd place with 93. Hellebuck 38 wins in 63 games played with 4 shutouts, a 906 save percentage, and a 3.07 goals against average. Ilya Samsonov leading the league in wins with 42. He did play 73 games. He had 3 shutouts, a 903 save percentage, and a 3.16 goals against average. He got that stone cold Steve Austin goals against average. And finally, Gretzky did lead the league in points with his 110. Ovechkin was one off with 109, but it would be Ovechkin leading the league in goals with 68. The closest was Laine with 54. I was kind of hoping this team would be doing better than we are, but we start our playoff campaign in year number 3 against the Dallas Stars in round number 1. Man, we just crumble in the playoffs. We can't do anything. We're down 3-1. It means we once again have to win 3 games in a row. Last year we got close but couldn't close it out. And in game number 5, we would go up 1-0 at the end of the first. Iginla scoring on Oettinger. Period number 2, up 2-0 with an Ehlers goal. We're actually getting outshot right now as we get a power play and score. Wayne Gretzky. Dylan getting in on the action as well. This is actually domination goal-wise, as they're still out shooting us. They would get 1 goal from Olofsson, as the game would end with them out shooting us, as Faxa would close it out, but we would still win 4-2. Now we move on to game number 6, period number 1. It's tied 1-1. Sundin and Killorn scoring. At the end of the second, it is 3-1 Dallas, so it's not looking too good for us. Connor gets us going at the start the period, but Jason Robertson gets one right back. And then Olofsson would score to make it 5-2. We only have half the third period to work with. We need 3 goals. I don't think it's going to happen. Wheeler gets us 1. And then Marchman gets them right back on top by 3. And then Alfredsson will score. So there's a small chance, but we're running out of time. 2 minutes, 1 minute, 9 seconds. GG, we are eliminated in the first round in 6 games by Dallas. And for the second time today, the Colorado Avalanche are Stanley Cup champions after beating Detroit in 6 games in the finals. And Gretzky not doing very good at all in the first round of the playoffs. A -10, which means like pretty much every goal against was when the first line was on, which is crazy. Hellebuck not doing hot today at all. An .866 save percentage, a 4.53 goals against average. He definitely didn't help our cause. Nathan MacKinnon would lead the entire playoffs in points with 35, while him and Larkin would tie in goals in the playoffs with 15. Dubois was on Colorado, which means his ring chasing did pay off in the end. He literally did nothing. He was second last on the team in points. He had less points than literally everyone else except for Josh Manson. Tell me that's not ring chasing. Wayne Gretzky would lead the entire league in points, while Alex Ovechkin would lead the entire league in goals. And it would be Nathan MacKinnon winning a regular season MVP, because why not? As Noah Dobson would win the James Norris Trophy. The Conn Smythe goes to MacKinnon, while Georgiev gets the Vezina and the William M. Jennings Trophy. A rough day, we did not win a Stanley Cup, and we only won 1 round in 3 years. An all-around bad day for the squad. That is going to be it for me today. Thank you everybody so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.